What's up, movers? It's Lacey. We are on the beach in Spain. Go ahead and find a comfy position on your mat or your towel. Today's intention are loosening up the hips to go ahead and make a right angle with your legs. It's going to be an S formation that you sit in. Right angles, make sure you protect those knees. You can place your hands on the floor. You can place your hand on your leg. We're going to go ahead and open and close, nice and gentle, back and forth at your own pace to warm up our hip flexors today. Like I said, intention is our hips. We're going to go ahead and loosen them up. This is something that I do at the beginning of every day. Switch to the other side when you're ready. Go ahead and make an SC. Go ahead and get the right angles with both of your legs right to rock and roll. And when you're ready, you can lift. Hands can be on your calves, on your thighs, on the floor to keep you supported. Whatever feels good for you as you loosen up your hip flexors here with me. Switching back to the other side, get into the SC here. We're going to open again. This time, maybe you move a little bit further because we're a little looser than the first time around, but we're not pushing into pain. Switching to the opposite side, go ahead and open up those hips, up and down, back and forth. Really squeeze your core, try to sit up straight. You can lean onto the floor if it helps with your posture. Form over everything here. Switching back, we're gonna go ahead and stay in the center. Don't mind that naked baby in the background, so sorry. Drop your hips, easy peasy lemon squeezy from side to side, and really open up your hips as you do this. You're gonna feel rotation in your torso, you're gonna feel your low back. Your knees can tap the floor, but if it's too much at the beginning, simply drop them from side to side. Nice and easy, nice and gentle. Go ahead and stay in this position as if you've just dropped your one knee to the one side. Now come forward. It's going to be an S position. Feel free to rest your hands, your palms on the ground in front of you or your forearms on the ground in front of you, and you're going to feel a real good stretch in your low back, in your leg, in your glute, everything that's connected. Come back center and rock it from side to side, dropping those hips, really opening up. If you can tap that knee to the ground, go ahead and tap that knee. Last two, last one. Go ahead and come forward, palms on the ground, forearms on the ground if you want to get fancy with it here. But make sure you're really working on breathing through the movement, holding those right angles with your legs. You can extend a little further out if you want to progress the movement even more. Walk those fingertips back in, come center with me, dropping those knees side to side. We're loosening up as best as we can before we move into our next hip series, which is going to be the same position as before, but this time I want you to reach forward. You can reach forward, and then I want you to walk those fingers towards the camera. You are going to feel this in your low back. Walk those fingertips back to the original position, and we're going to go ahead and drop the knees side to side as we tap, opening up those hips, keeping that core nice and tight. Sit up straight, breathe through the movement. We're going to go ahead and hold. Opposite side, you're still sitting in that S seat, reaching forward. This time I want you to walk away from the camera. You're going to feel it in your low back, in your hips. I want you to just walk your fingers around, whatever feels good to you. I like to walk them around from each side, find some movement within movement. And then when you're ready, come back up into your mat. We're going to go into tabletop position. And what I want you to do is really squeeze that core tight and bring one knee forward. You can be sitting on your calf, or you can extend it in front of you and make a 90-degree angle, whatever is comfortable for you. This is known as, of course, the pigeon. And I want to challenge you today to rest your palms on the ground in front of you or your forearms like you can see me doing in the video. You're going to really feel it open up your glute, your low back, the IT band, the hamstrings, the calves. It's an awesome stretch. Like I did here just now, I extended that foot, that ankle out in front of me so there wasn't so much pressure on my calves. Feel free to do that for this side. And as we move on to the next side too, go ahead and swing it around town. Take it to the other side here. Go ahead and bring that one calf forward. You can rest the upper thigh on that calf as you walk your fingertips forward. Put your elbows on the ground, or you can extend the leg in front of you. Go ahead and lift your ankle. Get into that 90-degree position here. Ankle flexibility. We don't want to make anything uncomfortable, so go ahead and choose whatever is best for you. You're going to feel it in your low back, hamstrings. Keep breathing. Really get into the music, get into your breath as we move from move to move. Wiggle around within the movements, find movement within movement. This is for you. So even though you're copying whatever I'm doing here, this is meant for you to personalize it and find whatever feels good to you. We're going to do the other side here. You can see that my ankle's a little bit further in this time, not a 90-degree angle. I'm going to open up my chest. I'm going to breathe. I'm gonna really roll out my neck from side to side. You can go ahead and do the same. Whatever feels good for you as we sit here for just a couple of seconds more in pigeon. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So go ahead and put it in tabletop here if you want as you switch to the other side, or just swivel around, looking up, looking down, nice and easy as we massage and we warm up our neck as well as our hip flexors side to side. Really roll it out here. Take a deep breath back into tabletop or into low plank. You're going to open up a little bit further this time. It's going to be more like a 90-degree angle. Opening up, you're still going to feel this in your hips, but it's going to be a little bit different of a position. Take this time to catch your breath, really zone into your breath and roll out your neck from side to side. We're going to go ahead and come back into our plank, switching the opposite side. Go ahead and come forward, posture, look up, look down, look side. Really roll out your neck, massage your neck, be gentle with your neck. Find your breath here. Focus on the music, focus on the movement. Go ahead and come back into a child's pose. And what I want you to do is open the back, push through the palms, drop the hips, lift your chinny chin to the ceiling, and just take a deep breath. Go ahead and press back to child. Wiggle around here. I want you to switch. New movement, step a foot next to your hand. Keep your feet flat, the one that's next to your hand. And if you can, instead of resting on your palms, rest on your forearms because that's going to intensify the stretch. If you're not there yet, then that's something to work towards, but no worries. Whatever feels comfortable for you. And dropping the hips backward, you're going to go ahead and straighten out that front leg and then go ahead and bend it, dropping back down onto the forearms here to the elbows. So this is a really great hip opener and hamstring strengthener. So go ahead and drive those hips back. You can keep the toe lifted just slightly to the ceiling or to the sky, straightening out the leg in front of you. Don't lock that knee out. Be gentle with it. Back into our forearm position on the ground. Your foot is right next to your elbow and your palm. If you had your palms on the floor previously, get your breath here. Can wiggle around, find some movement in movement. You can see I'm distracting myself by placing things in different spots so I can do the stretch a little bit longer. Switch it out, opposite side, guys. We got to do both sides here. This is going to be one of the last movements. Starting in child's pose, wiggle it around town. We're going to go ahead and press through. Bring that foot up next to your hand. It's going to be a 90-degree angle. And then go ahead, wiggle around. Squeeze your glute. Here's a pointer. Here's a tip. Squeeze the glute of the leg that is extended behind you to really intensify the hip flexor stretch. Drop those forearms down if you want. Press those hips back. You're going to feel it in your hammies. Don't lock that knee out. You can point the toe up. The further you point the toe up, the more you're going to feel it in your hamstring. So use that to your discretion and do whatever feels comfortable for you. Going in and out of this movement, our forearms are going to drop back down or our palms, 90-degree angle as we come forward. Drive those hips backwards. Hammies, we're going to stretch them out here. You can sit all the way back if you want, but really just be careful with your knees here, whatever feels comfortable for you. Don't push into pain. Back to our 90-degree angle as we come forward. Down onto our forearms if you can. Keep that back flat. Keep breathing. Wiggle it around, guys. We're almost there. We got less than 30 seconds left of this movement. We're going to go ahead and take it back one last time. Drive those hips backwards. I'm going a little bit further because this side is less sticky for me. I'm sure we all have our sticky sides. Go ahead and take a deep breath as you wiggle it around. Toes point to the ceiling here. And come back up to our 90-90 tabletop position. Drop it back to child's pose, guys. Amazing work today. Rest here, catch your breath, feel the music. And I'm going to let you come forward, dropping those hips, chin to the ceiling, and back to child's pose here. Awesome work. Keep moving with intention, team, and I'm going to see you guys back here soon.